Mike said, "You are fucking fired. You're fired."
Yo, is that Yo, she hit you with an Adult Swim interlude, bro.
Give me this.
Oh, she hit you with the Adult Swim.
I just want everybody to know that she's fired today.
Yo, mic check, mic check. It's the Prism Black boys back at it. Vax, stacking racks, ready to break bites.
Yo, Carl, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What about me?
We good. We are good then.
We are Gucci Gold. How y'all living today?
I'm doing great, bro.
It is Wednesday, July 28th, 2021. Just to put a stamp on that. This is what, episode 4?
Yeah. Episode 4 million. Like Juicy J say on the old 36 Mafia outros.
Wrap it up. There's probably somebody out there who thought we wouldn't make it 4 episodes, you know what I mean? Wow. It's nice to be here. And to the loyal listeners, y'all could be anywhere in the world, but we appreciate y'all lending us your ear for the next hour, however long we go. So before we get to it, what's new? How's everybody's week going?
My week, like always, been busy. Been putting a lot of stress on myself, but we're good. We are good. We are good now. So,
like, you mean like good, or just kind of like?
It's just like, when you got goals, if they're not coming fast enough, you kind of like, like, damn, this must not be working. So you're like, I'm gonna quit. And then your inner self say, bitch, if you quit, I'm gonna smack the shit out.
Nah, big facts. I was kind of feeling the same thing.
Yeah, so like your inner self be fighting. And you be like, damn, I wish I shut up. Like, so I can go to work, do something.
I feel that, G. I feel that. I was going kind of in the same kind of little funk, I think, this week. And more important than having some willpower is remembering the why power behind what you do, or why you're doing what you do. And, you make enough moves in the right direction, things start to come to what I like to call together. It all syncs up and it becomes undeniable. But Carl, how's your week going?
Oh, it's going good. I definitely can't complain. Saw some good anime this past weekend. I know not that we're going to talk about, not that we're going to get into it, but Black Clover is definitely heating up. And My Hero.
Where are you at in Black Clover? Because I thought it was done. No, like, are you still catching up towards the end?
Nah. Well, just to let you know, I haven't watched any of like the Japanese episodes. I'm just strictly on English. And
gotcha.
As far as that, like I watch the episodes that come in like on Funimation. So I'm caught up on all the ones on there. So I haven't seen any ones that may be released on like Crunchyroll or other platforms.
Oh, just so y'all know, I've got a timer going for us on this. So we got about 7 minutes on starters. I don't have too much new this week, but I feel you on that, Carl. Watching the Japanese, worth it. A little bit more tedious, but sometimes for some animes, really worth it. Some I found the English dub, the jokes stick a little bit better. Like High Rise Invasion, those jokes was definitely landing and growing to the action. But we got a Jackass 4 coming for nostalgia. It's been one of those weeks for me. I've been like reminiscing a lot. Like, I forgot about the whole Jackass thing, and I watched that trailer about 10 times, no lie. And all the feels came back. That might be one to go to the theaters and see. Just
Can they survive? Can they survive another one of those movies? I thought
they fall
sure
through. They might fuck around and need a hip replacement.
Dude, I mean, how many have they had though? You think about them old movies and the TV show, like they put themselves through it.
Yeah, but like they're a lot older now, so like you fuck around and get hurt, you might be done for real. Like
it's probably going to be exactly what we expect. I mean, from Jackass, that's it's weird to be in this time that we're living in, because we essentially a lot of things that kicked off when we were kids, and we'll talk more about Resident Evil as we get into tonight's topic, but just all of that's coming full circle for us. Like, we've seen franchises grow, and like evolve more Like Carl, I think you and I met over Resident Evil 2 in 5th grade in math class.
Hold on. What'd you say?
I think we met over Resident. Like we were. I would obviously like for those who don't know, I've known both of these gentlemen most like a nice 3/4 of my life. Going back to junior high with both, but I remember sitting in class in math class, and somebody had a PlayStation magazine or something with Resident Evil 2, and we were sitting looking over it. And I think something somewhere along that conversation kicked off everything that led to video games, stuff like that. I mean, it's been years, but
yeah, I don't know about that, but I know video games and that.
Carl said, "Wait a minute, buddy."
I mean, it was early, like it was one of the early days in 5th, like when we were still getting homerooms established. We hadn't even had seats like assigned yet. It was kind of like somebody had, who was it? I can't remember if it was Chris or Kelly. Somebody had a PlayStation 2 magazine because I didn't have a PlayStation. Not a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation magazine. I didn't have one yet. And I was like, oh shit. I was like, y'all got PlayStations? What?
Probably Chris Brown.
It may have been, but that's my memory comes and goes like that. But aside from that, Jackass, Jordan Peele's got a new movie coming out. Nope. Not a lot of details, but this is what movie number 3 in his social thrillers. I like everything Jordan Peele's doing. Like I'm cheering for Jordan.
Yeah,
in terms of his horror aspects and all that.
I'm definitely because like I'm not saying I'm not some of them weren't like the greatest horror movies, but like they were still good. They were better than a lot of the things that people put out, and like a lot of it was definitely better than the Babadook. So I hate the Babadook. I hated that movie. But yeah, so I'm definitely rooting for Jordan Peele too, because he's put out 2 quality movies so far. So
I'm gonna go ahead and give him 3 because I know Candyman's not gonna disappoint.
I ain't seen it yet.
I ain't seen it yet, but I've got a hunch that's gonna be legit. Other than that,
what are the topics for this week, fellas?
Hey Carl, we got 3 more minutes. Excuse you. we use this straight up for us to get warmed up and talk track. That way the energy is flowing and we can kind of get into the feel, the vibe. It's not going away either. So 10 minutes. But aside from that, Titans season 3 looks pretty dope. I think you might have brought that up last episode, Carl.
It wasn't me.
No, right before we got to the shit sandwich, I think one of y'all mentioned something about Titans. I want to say, but Titans season 3 is introducing Red Hood. And I think that's like they're following that whole storyline. Because you mentioned Nightwing. You were talking about Nightwing. I'm like, oh shit, we get Nightwing and see. Yeah, so I haven't watched it, but I'm just like, it looks interesting. So
yeah, I did mention Nightwing about how I'm not talking about in the DC comics. I mean, and not even like in like Young Justice, but like in the DC animated movies, which most people love. Outside of like the actual comics, that's the best thing about DC is their animated movies.
Yeah,
and like the universe they created that just ended this past year. But I was talking about how one of the only things I don't like about the DC animated movie universe is that like they got Nightwing wrong. Like they have him in a lot of shortcomings. Having to be rescued, like they even have him losing in a fight to like Damian Wayne, which is like that's all due respect, that's just not true. Like Nightwing is the best Robin, like the best. Like even when you consider Bruce Wayne's son, like Nightwing is the only person to ever beat Bruce in an actual fight out of all the Robins. And like in the DC universe, they make it look like he can't like tie his shoes, like he can't tie Batman's shoes or whatnot. And like I just didn't like that.
Speaking on that, don't you hate when they nerf your favorite characters for the sake of another storyline? For the sake of the storyline? When the storyline they just wrote right before that, they show him like just absolutely demolishing people.
Final 60 seconds. Keep going, Vaughn.
Yeah, and then like in the next storyline, they completely make him like super nerfed. Like I hate when they do that. They did that to Gohan, even though Gohan's not my favorite character. Like it was still a travesty that they did that to Gohan in Dragon Ball.
I think in DCEU, a lot of that we're seeing they're pulling from specific stories in the continuity and kind of gelling it together. So as not to overpower or take away from too many, but fit everybody into where that particular story's in. Because the last I think Justice League Dark gave us another Flashpoint reset. If y'all haven't seen that, spoilers, everybody, it ended bad. Like Darkseid won. It was pretty bad. And Flash had to just reset the timeline all over again because everybody got murdered. So, but yeah, check that out. Justice League Dark. That was a Constantine feature. And wrapping up, before we get to the topics, the Olympics kicked off in Tokyo. That reminded me heavily of Japan Sinks. We won't go on a tangent, but I hope y'all tuning in and supporting your country, Team USA or whatever country you represent, or whatever athletes. Olympics is something special. That's a bucket list thing for me. So, with that being said, if y'all want to add y'all's takes on the Olympics, but I know Carl is anxious to get to some zombie talk. So, I'll let you, Carl. Why don't you introduce tonight's topic if y'all have nothing further on the Olympics?
Big miracle.
Today we're talking about zombies. That's what a lot of the topics will revolve around. I won't go first. I'll let my esteemed co-hosts start off and pick out what they want to talk about first. But that, not saying we'll just talk all about zombies, but majority of the topics will revolve around that.
Yeah.
How you introduce an episode as zombies and say we're not talking all about zombies? That was a straight Carl. I'm here for it, bro.
And I got a few curveballs to throw.
Oh man.
I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I know for a fact that you guys won't like what I have to say, but it's all right. Doesn't matter. I'm always right anyway. No, I'm really just playing. But
yo, what was y'all's introduction to zombies?
My first introduction to zombies was Return of the Living Dead, the 80s movie.
Mm-hmm.
Me and my grandmama used to watch, me and my grandmama on my dad's side. Both my grandparents actually were big into horror movies, but my grandmama on my dad's side was the one that when I used to come visit, that's all she used to watch every day. She's like, "You want to watch Friday the 13th?" I was like, "Bro, I'm 5." No, so I would watch it with her. And then we watched Return of the Living Dead, and then from there I watched the original Living Dead, the black and white movie, which had the black dude in it.
Yeah, 68.
Yeah, so I watched that one. So those were my first two zombie movies I ever seen. That kind of introduced me to zombies. Not kind of, it did.
So for me, I didn't watch a lot of scary movies growing up. That really wasn't my cup of tea. But my first introduction to zombies per se were probably through video games like Resident Evil and things like that. But as far as first actual movie, could actually process the information, because I don't necessarily count a lot of things that I watch elementary school and younger or whatnot, because you don't really know what you watching, and that's just how I feel. But I feel like it was Dawn of the Dead. That was the first one that I really paid attention in detail to, and was able to analyze. That's a little, I know for a lot of people that's a little, you said, well, that was, yeah, but that was my first one.
Dawn of the Dead, you talking 2005? Ving Rhames was in it?
Yeah, Ving Rhames. Was that 2005?
Well, it might have been. It was early 2000s.
Yeah, sure. Early 2000s.
Don't quote me on the year exactly, but that was a continuation, I think, in the Romero universe, who was the godfather of all things zombie. That was also my introduction, not Dawn of the Dead, but 68's Night of the Living Dead. Contrary to your point, Carl, 2004 from that. Contrary to your point, I had to be about 6, maybe 7 when I watched Night of the Living Dead. I think I know I was in Chicago with my dad, and I went to visit my sister, and we were supposed to be asleep. I stepped downstairs, and it was the only thing on TV. And I asked, "Can I stay up to watch it?" Because it looked interesting enough. And my sister came down and snuck and watched it with me, and that was my earliest introduction, I think, to anything horror, really. But overall, it was zombies. And what fascinated me about that movie, which years later I didn't realize this, but the lead is black. And a little bit of fun fact significance there. Dwayne Jones portrays Ben, colorblind casting job. Kind of unintentionally, Romero addresses, or condemns racism through 68's Night of the Living Dead, black and white film originally. I think later there's a color rendition, but essentially you have a film that comes up post the Martin Luther King assassination, I believe, and this is just before Kennedy's assassination. But you have a black lead, in otherwise an all white cast, and Ben pretty much leads like he's playing to both surviving against zombies, but also combating the racism that he's having to deal with in this group and trying to keep these people alive. And spoilers if you haven't seen this movie, but at the end, it's that kind of theme of are we the monsters or are they the monster zombies? Because Ben is murdered by the police, which interesting enough, yeah, that's ironic talk piece there, but we'll save that for another conversation. But he's mistaken for a zombie and murdered after courageously kind of risking his life this entire movie, saving this group. And shout out to Dwayne Jones. He passed unfortunately in the late '80s, but that was a boundary breaking role, and I appreciate his contribution to the genre and what he did for Black actors. So that being said, Carl, I'll let you get into it. We played the introduction, but you had some hot takes or some topics to discuss as we talk with zombies.
Okay, so The Walking Dead, the final season. I know a lot of people probably have stopped watching at some point, but it's still, unpopular opinion, it's still a great TV show to watch. It may not be the best TV show to watch like from week to week, but if you're binge watching the show, I would wait for the season to end and binge watch it. It's still a dope watch.
Who says it's not good anymore? Like, is that the general consensus? Because I'm plugged into it.
I'm not saying it's not a good show. I know a lot of people may feel that way, and I'm just acknowledging how people feel. So even though I don't feel it as though like that way, I just feel like the quality of the show is shifted from where you had to see it week to week. From now, it's just a great show to binge watch to me. I remember.
Is that because of the show or because of the way we consume TV now?
I think it's a little bit of both. Great point.
Being honest, because I agree with you on it, but I also acknowledge that somewhere between seasons 3 and 4, I switched to just waiting for it to hit Netflix and watching all through. Like I just couldn't deal with the week to week anticipation anymore.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's a good point. That's a little bit of it, but I'm just saying, like, some people, like some shows are so good you can't, like, you almost make the mistake of watching it early because you want to see it from like week to week.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, like, The Walking Dead used to be like that, but it's not that way anymore, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't, like, to me, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying, like take for instance, like Game of Thrones, like that was a show like you wanted to pay attention to, like, week to week. You didn't want to necessarily like wait and binge watch it just because like it just had our attention, like a lot of people's attention, like so much. But
no, I'll just say I did. That's exactly what I did with Game of Thrones. I didn't want to get on a tangent, but I saw the like parts of the first season, was like, oh, dope. But again, social media people talk. I was like, nah, I'll wait. And about season 5 to 6, I just binged through everything and got right in track with season 7 to 8.
But you're different though. You didn't even watch Power.
I binged through Power the same way because I was like, oh, good show, but I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna do that. No, because the thing, I don't just have the time anymore, like to sit and week to week it, because I got wrapped up in trying to do so much other stuff. Like, so I would much rather.
Saying, okay, and I'm talking to all the regular Negroes, not you. Okay.
Yeah, because I don't.
My mom always said I was special.
Just me personally. After season 3, I didn't think Walking Dead was worth waiting a week to watch the next episode. That's kind of how I got behind and eventually stopped watching it. I mean, it was. It got like, cause some of the like on like 1, 2, 3 when they was trying to. I think that was season 4. Was it season 4 when they were trying to escape the prison? Or was that the end of season 3?
It's like 10 seasons, so it's around that area.
And yeah, season 11 will be the final, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. You said the prison.
Yeah, when they was trying to escape prison, where they was like holding up in the prison, and all the zombies found out they was in the prison, and they was trying to get out. And I think that's when everybody got separated.
That was season 3.
That was season 3. So after that, it kind of just like the episodes would end like not really on a cliffhanger, but they were just kind of like, oh, next week we're doing, and it was kind of like some filler. So like I was like, yo, this wasn't really. I'm not really looking forward to next week's episode. So like I was like, well, I'm just not gonna watch it. And eventually it went from me not watching that one episode to not watching 3 episodes to like not finishing to where it's at now. So like I really haven't watched it since like Negan killed like the people. I haven't watched it since Negan was like on the first.
And this is why I do the binge tactic, because I got to that point when I first started Walking Dead where you kind of lose that interest. Like I think somewhere between Prison and Farm, which unpopular opinion, I know a lot of people didn't, but I actually liked the Farm season. But having the ability to kind of just be able to go right through, I kind of felt exactly where it kind of got a little stagnant for a minute. But I mean, for the most part, I've been hooked. Like Carl, I know you recommended us checking out Daybreak. And I think I got maybe 4 to 5 episodes in the past, because I went back to Netflix and realized it wasn't, not that I didn't like it, it didn't hold my attention. So I do plan to go back and finish it though. But I had every intention to do that leading up to this episode, and I saw that season 10 actually hit Netflix for Walking Dead, and I'm like 8 episodes in now, bro. Can't stop, won't stop.
Bro, I did not like Daybreak. I did not. I liked it at first, like the first couple episodes. Like, okay, this is interesting, and then it just went.
Took a sharp turn, I remember somewhere, and I just was like,
it went downhill, and I was like, yo, it got so bad. It was like, I'm gonna just skip to the last episode and see what happened. Even though I really enjoyed Fist apostrophe S or Fist apostrophe, I really enjoyed his episode. It was like really well done, but like just some of the episodes in between, like the mall and then like up until episode 10, like the last episode, it just got like really sporadic, not sporadic. Like it just went too many directions and stuff. It's like, what are y'all trying to do exactly? Like, is this a melodrama? Is it like who are you trying to captivate with the show? Because like I feel like you're doing too much and you're losing my interest, because some of the stuff like from this episode, yeah, okay, it correlates a little bit, but like this has nothing to like. This is not interesting, like at all. Like, so
I brought it up because Netflix has had a lot of zombie related like stuff hit their platform recently. I mean, we all know about Army of the Dead, but like the Resident Evil animation that came out.
Fun watch. Thanks for the recommend on that too, Carl. By the way, I didn't think I'd have time, but I went through that in like night. That was a good watch.
Yeah, the show we just got to talking about, and there's another one on there.
Black Summer, Z Nation.
Not Black Summer. That's another one too. But it's a movie about an Asian community or whatnot, about how
Alive, I think.
It's the Kingdom. You got Alive. Alive is
Alive.
Kingdom.
Oh, Kingdom. Yeah.
Last Kingdom or something like that.
Yeah. Kingdom's pretty solid too, dude. There's an anime for that, a movie, and a newer movie that just hit. And I think a live action TV.
They got the new movie where the girl is avenging her family. So she's like, avenging her family. So yeah.
Enough said.
That's based on where basically if anything eats a certain plant, it turns into a zombie.
Yeah, and I think she's going to use it to avenge her family. So it's like if they do that, I've never seen somebody
like
a prequel. I don't know. I don't know if it's a prequel or if it's after the fact. I think it's a prequel just because it's not overrun with zombies, so it might be before the events of the Kingdom. But if they do what I think they're gonna do, it's gonna be very interesting, because I ain't never seen nobody control zombies and try to like send them on people, even though that's what they do in the Kingdom.
Nigga, you never met Albert Wesker?
He didn't really control zombies. He kind of just made them and just let them.
I didn't. In 5, doesn't he have some sort of?
Bro, that's 5. Like they have to contrive it to make it interesting. But in 1, it's like, we made a virus. Somebody got sick, and now zombies go around eating people. So like that's what happened.
All right, I know Banks is little bit limited to this question, but best seasons of The Walking Dead, or like if I know there's so many, so you may not be able to point out directly, but like pointing out basically what happened throughout the like prime example. If I say, oh, like the season, we lost Glenn and whatnot, and I mean, like that, I felt like that was a dope season. But in your opinion, out of the seasons that you've seen so far, what's the best or the best couple of seasons?
I guess since I'm actively watching, and this is, mind you, I'm only 7 to 8 episodes in on season 10. Right now, I was in The Walking Dead a while back, like when right leading up to Negan, that whole story arc. So I knew the Whisper Wars eventually would come, and I was kind of looking forward to seeing how that was going to unfold. I'm addicted at the moment with season 10, but in hindsight, man, I don't know, mixed feelings, bro. I don't know if I can make an honest call on that, simply because they're like, a lot of people didn't like the farm season. I liked it because that was the last time I think our survivors had some sort of normalcy in terms of peace. Like being able to just be on a farm. And there was a lot of filler episodes, mind you, but I think somewhere in that we get what I think is one of the more sad or saddest of deaths of people that we get attached to and lose. Sophia, Carol's little girl. But then you have a radical flip, and when Rick and the group start, when Michonne gets introduced, they start kind of evolving to the characters that we have today, which is seasons 5 through 7, I think. And there's a lot of arcs there. I think maybe the Saviors leading up to that whole Negan, probably that whole story arc would I have to say is and that might be 2 seasons altogether.
Okay, so my opinion. Well, Banks, do you have anything to say before I go?
You said, do I got no? My favorite season would be prison season. So season 3. I watched season 4, and I guess season 4, yeah, because I watched that one. And I didn't. It was just super boring to me. So I guess that would be my least favorite. I mean, I don't know. It's just that it just got boring to me. So only made it so far. So no, Carl, I don't really have, like you said, I don't have. I'm kind of behind on it. So
yeah. What's your opinion on it, Carl?
So I feel as though like I don't agree with you on one point. I feel as though they've had peace after like at like every settling point they've been at. It's just because of like the volatile environment that they live in. Because you have
Note I said normal. That was the last time they had any sense of normalcy in their peace.
Well,
everything.
Okay, so like I feel as though they've had that everywhere they've been. It's just when you have to uproot and move so many times, and you lose people. Like I mean, you're gonna lose people. It's just that like peace doesn't just seem like peace to you anymore. Like
that's true.
Like that's I can point out the different like areas, but I won't get into this. So the best parts of The Walking Dead to me, this is in no order. I'm just listing them. Rick versus Shane. When you have the point where they can no longer coexist with each other, that's a dope point. For those of you all who don't know, Rick is it starts off Rick is in the hospital, and like his best friend ends up hooking up with his wife because they think he's dead, and he comes back, and obviously there's conflict there. But that's a dope arc. The group versus the governor.
Governor was really good.
I feel like that's a dope that's a dope arc.
Yeah, I feel like when they, why did they? My bad to cut you off, but why did they want to leave the governor? Like, what was he doing? Because he had like a civilization. Like, why?
He was super evil, bro. Or he was really evil.
So the thing about the governor was a great question, by the way, Banks. The thing about the governor is like he would invite you to live in his place, but if you didn't operate by his rules, or if you wanted to leave, he secretly hunted you down and killed you or whatnot if you left or wanted to leave his community. And it like it's different. It's that's the way he came off in the in the TV show. In the actual comic book, he's like 100 times worse.
Yeah, he's very tyrannical. Very tyrannical, little rapey, I think. Don't direct quote me on that, but he's super like evil in every sense of the word. And the thing I keep relating to, here's the thing, to go back to, while we're on the topic, and we've got a couple more minutes on this while we move through these topics. But when I say like that last normalcy piece, I, for one, was not a fan in post-apocalyptic, and I'll come back to this in later questions. But when fifth grade, we had to read Lord of the Flies, in a book that, in every sense of the word, deals with what happens when the constructs of society are broken down. I'm reading that Exterminate All the Brutes right now, and there's an interesting bit or take on how, safety, police, these things are words that have meaning when you are within those realms they exist. In these zombie post-apocalyptic scenarios, all of that's out the window. I'm, for one, I'm not a fan of holding on to anything if I'm putting myself in that scenario, when I see the government's gone, I'm more concerned with the evil that men can do. And I hate characters that try to, even though I know they represent some sort of, the humanity in us, the decency and all that. Dale was a staple to that, a testament to that throughout the early seasons. But it's just, I'm more of a, let's take action. We got to deal with the world we're in right now. Like Shane was very much about that. He was like, all right, here's what we got. It's a shit situation, but we got to adapt and survive. You see that in a lot of the people that they deal with. Like Negan sort of has those elements as well. But the government, that whole, and I'll circle back to that. It's just, after that season, that farm season, I felt like they stepped into what they needed to be. And I was kind of waiting on that. Like at some point, we got to turn off the, they need help. Like, bro, they're scavengers. And they learn some of those lessons the hard way too. But it's like, y'all got to put up this whole, we're holding on for something to come back. Like, it ain't going back to the way it was. No. And it's time to survive. So how we doing it? And that's when it picked up for me. So, but yeah, that's just my take on that.
Dale was the big redhead dude, right?
That was who?
Dale was the big redhead dude, right?
No, Dale was the older guy. That was I think Abraham's the big redhead, the beard.
Yeah.
That was Dale. Dale died in the farm season. I think Dale died before Shane or around Shane.
Yeah, he died before Shane. But
but Dale was a constant voice of reason for the group.
So continuing what I was saying, I guess
speaking to your mic, Carl.
Continuing what I was saying, number 3, I would say when they first get to their community, the first like real community,
Alexandria.
Alexandria, and like they spend time like educating and teaching like the people there how to survive. I feel like that's a dope season, and this may be actually the same season, but them versus when they come across the wolves.
I forgot about the wolves.
Yeah, that's a dope. I think that's the same season, but dope season there. And not the encounter, not initial contact with the saviors, but like the season where they actually come into contact with Negan. Not initially because like when they first come in contact with the saviors, they pretty much wax them. But it's not until like Negan says, all right, this is cute, but let me turn my attention to them or whatnot. When they have like first contact with Negan, that's a dope season, like in itself.
Is it Negan we like, or is it Jeffrey Dean Morgan and what he brings to the character? Because graphic novel Negan doesn't seem as cool as TV.
No, you're right. It's Jeffrey Dean Morgan playing Negan.
Yeah,
that makes it cool.
He is a cool
I can't tell you. Go ahead, Vaughn.
I said he is a cool looking dude though.
I had a Lucille bat. I was almost Negro Negan for Halloween, but Dipset Iron Man won again. So.
Dipset Iron Man.
For those who don't know, Dipset Iron Man is just an Iron Man costume with Timbs.
Oh my god, dude!
Classic look, never gets old, baby.
How you supposed to land from 30,000 feet in the air in some Timbs, bro?
Hey, brother, power the Infinity Timbs, cuz.
Bro, them Timbs flying off your feet in the air, dog.
So Carl, you saying that those 3 seasons? Who would you? Can I ask a random? Oh, you had 4. Go ahead, because I have a random question after that. Go ahead. What was the 4th?
That was 4. It was Rick versus Shane. Them versus the governor. Them first get to Alexandria. Them versus the Wolves, and then them versus Negan.
Do you have a favorite death so far in the series?
Death? Yes. I can't actually. I actually forgot this character's name, but it's the black guy, Sasha's brother. What?
Yeah. I remember that. That was a very emotional death for me. Let me look him up real quick. Tyrese.
Yes, Tyrese. What?
That brother went through it before he went out. He went through it. Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, but there was Tyrese is, I would say, is the probably one of the probably I would say most iconic death. K Dot or T Dot was another one. Maggie's sister was another one.
Man, in terms of favorite, I'm obviously talking about people that we just thought were dicks watching the show. The Hospital. Do you remember the cop, that lady cop that when Daryl was with Beth in the city, and that lady had a lockdown on the hospital?
That was when Maggie's sister died.
Yeah. That sure was Maggie's sister. But her, and I'd say one of the saviors. I'm not sure if she was, and I can't remember the actress who played her, but she was she had red hair. She got ate up pretty good. Walking Dead has been a whirlwind of emotions for me because I find myself resonating with some characters, and then others I'm just kind of like,
I got a question. So, who's your favorite character? Everybody, who's your favorite character? You can't say Rick.
Michonne.
I would say Michonne and Daryl. My God. Well, Michonne, Daryl, and Negan. Each of them for different reasons.
And the Asian dude. I forgot his name though.
Glenn.
Yeah, Glenn and Michonne.
R.I.P. Glenn.
Because Glenn was wild, bro. He'll run through a field of zombies to save his girl. And I'm like, bro, you are tripping.
He was heartless. He was, well, not heartless, courageous. Like, yeah, dude, had nothing but heart under this left side, bro, under his left.
He ran through like a horde of zombies with like a bulletproof, like, well, I don't know what the little padding. That's all he had. He had no weapons, none of that. He just ran through with like some padding on, looking for somebody. And it's like, bro, that's
you talking about with that prison riot uniform?
Yeah.
It's like, bro, like, hey, use a wild boy. But
in them early days, Glenn was about that action, bro. he was a core founding member of the group, keeping the glue, keeping them tight.
I gotta take it back. It's a tie. Tyrese and when Negan kills Glenn, they both.
Oh, you said favorite characters. You talk about when Negan killed Glenn?
No, I'm just saying, like, when you mentioned like the previous question with the best death or worst.
Oh,
death,
okay. Yeah.
Or whatnot. I forgot about Glenn's death hurt too.
It did hurt. I didn't like seeing him die like that, but I mean, I knew it had to happen. But to answer your question, I really like Daryl's stoicness. Like, his character, as he's evolved, he's lost the most, I think, in the group because he's one of the only original members still there. And it starts with when we're introduced to Daryl early on. He's kind of a shithead, right? But they find a way through his brother. He loses his brother, which at the end of the day, his brother Merle turned out to not be so bad, maybe, because I think he sacrificed himself in some aspect of. I have to go back and rewatch, but he started turning the new leaf over right around the time he gets, becomes a walker. But Daryl has just lost time and time again with the rest of the group, and he's been there the longest. So he's been, I think this last season losing Rick. I mean, we'll see how it plays out, but Daryl somehow has not gone off the deep end yet.
Favorite character, Tyrese. Tyrese was definitely one of my favorite characters, and I want to pick somebody different because you guys have already said like Michonne and Daryl or whatnot. But let's see.
Pick the old dude.
Herschel. Hey, Herschel, he has some wisdom. He has some game, some folks, man.
Tyrese, and I'll go with the Lord of the Kingdom.
Ezekiel. Yeah, that was my man. Yo, I can't stunt. Ezekiel's got a special place in my heart too, just because when he first got introduced, having that damn tiger, boy.
Tiger.
That was cold. That was cold, bro. So here's something that bothers me about The Walking Dead, and we can move on to the next topic after this one because we're going over a little bit. But how did that tiger get ate by them zombies, man?
That was poor writing.
That does not register to me when we see it, just how fierce and ferocious that tiger. Honestly, the fact that these walkers can even like hold people and kind of like it's like because they're not described as being strong. Like they're relatively weak. You see how brittle and easily they break. Like not even half a swing, but yet if they get a hold of you somehow, you just can't let go. And I'm just like, I don't understand that.
Cause like
I
was saying with the Asian dude, how he was just running through him. Like as many as he ran through, they should have just grabbed him and held on to him. But like it's easy to run through him. You can knock him down with just like an elbow push. So,
as long as they don't dogpile you, you good. Because we even see Negan get out of a situation like that a couple of times where he's the priest did too, like surrounded. But later they pop him. It's like, yo, dog, you should have been like beef linguine, zombie chap,
and stuff like that. So I didn't.
Yeah, no, I felt like that was bad writing because even if that tiger felt like he or she was surrounded, they could have easily just jumped over or ran through those zombies and just got away.
And aren't animals more vicious when they're surrounded and like scared that they're cornered? Isn't that the worst time to be around an animal is when it's cornered like that because they will easily just attack your ass?
That's none of the animals that get attacked by walkers ever seem to fight back. They just get devoured. It's like, bro, are you a beast or not? Like tiger should have tigered.
Even a deer will fuck your ass up if you.
Bruh, I was watching a video on an Instagram page, and we can move on after this, but a deer was eating a baby rabbit. And I was like, I thought they were herbivores, but they don't hunt. But yeah, if they come across one while grazing, they don't stop eating.
Yeah, wild times we're living in. Deers are eating animals.
Blew my mind. I was like, well, damn, Bambi. But yeah, Carl, what we that's Walking Dead in a nutshell. As
who's your least favorite character?
Least favorite character?
Least favorite character.
The dude,
you go, because I gotta think about that.
Oh no, it's a lot of characters I don't. Even the time that I watch this, I don't like Carl. Fuck Carl.
Dang.
For a while, I wasn't too fond of Carl either, fam. I gotta be
Carl,
real.
bro.
Carl was just doing a lot of seemed like some real bitch ass shit.
Yeah, I didn't like him.
But I love the actor. Like it's not personal. It was just as a character for a while. Carl had to redeem himself. Like, and he did.
Feels personal.
That's what he get for playing such a good role. Him too. He got to go too. I don't like him either. Just because he played Carl. That's it.
What about you, Carl? Who's your least favorite?
The priest.
He a little wishy-washy.
I'll say he's gotten better, but like at first I did not like him. Like I remember there was a time when the group was fighting the wolves and the priest was about to be like, he was about to get murked. And like Carol and somebody else, they were running and he was like, oh, we got to help him. And she's just like, man, leave him. And I was just like, yes, leave him.
Yeah,
just
Gabriel was real whole type for a minute, bro. How many people got killed rescuing his ass, saving him? Like, I bet you we're double digits. Because if I think about that, you bring him up, like, I remember I stopped messing with him after he when that flashback when he locked them people outside the church. And I was just like, bro, what type of dude is you? Like, and then sat there and cried about it. Yeah, I just couldn't rock with that. I couldn't rock with that, but that's just me. But we've over talked on that subject. What's next in terms of surviving a zombie apocalypse?
Next question. We're out of here.
Carl, you driving?
Say what?
What's
You
next?
driving, bro? You driving?
Yeah, you driving.
No, it was just door open and closed. What
Yeah, next we're moving on from The Walking Dead.
Hey, what's the best anime zombie?
Best. All right, so like, are they just like strictly zombie, or just like mindless drones of waves of people? Because like,
Well, I'll put it this way: if you feel like it's an anime zombie, throw it out
okay,
there, and
okay, that's
we'll
fair.
see if the characters in there qualify as zombies or whatnot. Like,
Okay.
we'll give our opinion.
I mean, mine's pretty easy because I've only watched so many, but High School of Dead is probably my favorite. And I know people gonna hate on me and be like, "Oh, that's just that, man. It's fan service." I don't care. I liked it. Just skip if you don't like jiggling boobs. Skip past it and ignore it because it's like 30 seconds per clip or whatever time they do it. It's not that long, and enjoy the show for what it was because it was good. So, but yeah,
Why is
High School.
why is High School of the Dead the best?
Well, because number one, they got straight to the action. It wasn't no
Facts.
like as soon as the episodes came on, it was like, "Yo, is Billy up there all right?" And it was like, "I don't know, man. He looked like kind of sick." Clomp. And then after that, it was just like, "Hey, what the fuck going on in the hallway?" Clomp, clomp. It's just like straight to the action. You don't get into all.
And they figured that shit out quick too. They didn't waste time.
Like,
Like
yo.
in the first episode, they were like, "Okay, people are getting their faces."
Yeah, and no, I don't feel like people was being. I don't, like in most shows, people's like, "What's going on?" But like, bro, like you just seen this dude eat people. It's 8 people down the hallway eating people.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. So like, even they got as soon as they seen somebody, if a motherfucker was acting funny, they got to it. They hit that dude with the bat. The very first episode, he was wrecking people. He was like, "Look, you a little bit too close. I just seen what what's going on down there. Let's get to it." And he went on and saved people. And some people, the people that panicked, they died like they supposed to because you panicking in a situation where you might die. You can't. Everybody can't be saved. So the people that's panicking and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, they got ate, and that's how it happened. Like the girl on the
people
steps.
grossly overestimate the amount of survivors that would be present in the event of a zombie apocalypse.
Yeah,
which Black Summer did a good job at illustrating just how quickly things would deteriorate. But I'd say with Black Summer,
Black Summer, yeah,
but just in terms of if we ever were to be introduced into that scenario, I'd say within maybe 2 to 3 winners, you'd probably be reduced down to less than a third of the current sitting population. Just without conventional medicine means, and maybe there you could add a bell curve average to that, right? Like 5 years on average, but without conventional medicine means to treat, because that's something WD explores in this 10th season, and not to go back, but just I don't think, like he was saying, people who panic died first. It'd be a lot of people. Thinking about 28 days later, which is the first time I saw zombies that could like move, could run, zombie land, stuff like that. If we're talking those type of zombies, fast-paced moving, and like High School of the Dead, they kind of active, they pumped up, juiced up. Yeah, humanity might go extinct inside of 2 to 3 short years.
Will, what's your favorite anime zombie?
We counting Resident Evil?
Yeah.
I gotta go with the OG just because the franchise speaks for itself. That was, as a video game and everything it's become. Resident Evil has introduced more characters, more monsters, more concoctions in zombie universes, I think.
I thought we were going anime.
Resident Evil is anime.
Well, I'm saying the original. You talking about the original anime or the original game?
Just in general, it's got animes out there, like it's an
animation.
Zombie anime. It's animation. So.
It may not have like talking about the game and stuff, it ain't fair.
No, but it all ties together, and just in general that.
Together, but if we talking about whole universes, I wouldn't have picked High School of the Dead just because I like other stuff. But I thought we were just sticking on anime on that one. But if we not, I'll come back.
Resident Evil is it's an anime.
Yeah, but Resident Evil
is a video game, but it is also an animation.
Yeah, but Resident Evil, the first video game, isn't an anime. It's a video game.
That's fine, but we're just talking about that it is animation.
Okay. Wait a minute, hold on. Banks, you don't think Resident Evil is an anime?
Not the first video game. If we talking about just strictly what's your favorite, zombie anime versus what's your favorite.
I'm just asking, are there Resident Evil comic books?
Yes, graphic novels, all that.
Yeah, but
It's very much that. Mind you, over here we only got one dimension, but over in Japan, there was a whole, like, it was very much all that before it even broke over here. Biohazard itself as a series,
So
inspired by was it PT? Was it PT that inspired that whole thing?
So I got a rule of Will. I think it's in his anime.
overruled, both of you. Get out.
I think that's the first time I went against. I think that's the first time me and Will have been on the same side.
Girl, you be disagreeing with yourself. I just be sticking to the rules as they're laid. But I am prepared to walk back 1 point from last week. I think I'm gonna side with you on Blue Marvel being more powerful than Superman, even though Graveau says he's not. You can't say he's not, then write a character that can survive a hydrogen bomb and a nuclear bomb. Like, because Superman ain't done that. I ain't seen him do a hydrogen bomb. I've seen him barely survive a nuclear bomb, but he just might be the most powerful motherfucker ever. So back to the zombies though. No. But yeah, I'm going Resident Evil though.
Is it my turn?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Back to you.
Okay, so best anime zombie. I'm going with Tokyo Ghoul.
Are they zombies though?
I feel like they're zombies.
I feel like
how do you feel?
Do you feel
like the ghouls are zombies?
No, definitely.
Why not?
Because
they're like demons, aren't they?
Yeah, they're like more so like demons / vampires. They just eat.
Very clear about that too, Carl.
They don't eat just brains. They like torture each other.
Zombies don't just eat brains; they eat the whole body.
I know, but I'm just saying. But it's like they like, even like in Tokyo Ghoul, they're kind of like, they can torture each other. They're sentient.
They've got heightened power too a little bit. They're not just weak like zombies.
Okay, so here's the thing. What's the difference between the ghouls and just higher level zombies in Resident Evil?
Define a higher level zombie in Resident Evil, because the zombies are pretty uniform.
Like the take for your boy who was in the second Resident Evil movie,
Nemesis.
That's a tyrant hybrid. That was not just a zombie.
I know, but my thing is they have higher functioning individuals in Resident Evil that consume flesh.
Nemesis doesn't eat anything. Nemesis just destroys shit. He doesn't actually eat nothing.
I'm not talking about Nemesis. I'm talking about just like the mutated zombie in in some of the Resident Evil movies or whatnot that you see that can think and have speak and have all these intellectual thoughts. And
I want to point out that they have distinctions and names for all of those. Your typical zombies in Resident Evil are just that, zombies. Upgrades like lickers, not zombies. Some of those high function hybrids that can do a lot more. Anything post Resident Evil 4, technically not zombies. Your baseline zombie, dead, reanimated.
Wait a minute, so those individuals you're talking about, they don't eat people.
That's not a zombie, Carl.
I don't think lickers.
A licker's not a zombie.
Do they eat people?
That's not a zombie, Carl. You're not redefining zombies.
Do they eat people?
You're not redefining zombies, Carl.
Hold on, but
vampires and werewolves.
Vampires eat people too.
Entering in their
vampires
mouth
eat people too, Carl. So do werewolves. It's not a zombie.
Vampires and werewolves eat people too. So
they're not zombies. So
first off, no, they do not. Okay.
Werewolves definitely eat.
What?
Werewolves eat anything. They don't just eat people.
Carl, you better go check your allergy. Man, next.
Oh, I said
I'm not gonna argue what zombies are. Next.
Listen to what I said.
Get him out of here, dog.
Listen to what I said. I didn't say werewolves don't eat people. I said werewolves eat anything.
They eat anything? Zombie, though. A werewolf's not a zombie. No, it's a vampire.
No, what I'm saying, but vampires don't eat people. They drink blood.
They drink
Boy,
human
Eddie,
blood.
did you see Vampire in Brooklyn? Eddie Murphy was fucking niggas up. Are you serious?
What? Okay, is he the majority or is he an anomaly?
Have you never seen a vampire movie where the vampires actually ate people? Because I don't know if what you define as eating, but like drinking blood is kind of like eating, bro. When you eat steak, you drink some blood out of steak.
No,
like,
but no, that is you guys. Okay, you guys are not you're not admitting to reality.
No,
to the reality
Carl,
of like
you're drawing parallels that don't exist. Zombies are zombies.
I'm
vampires
saying,
are vampires.
I'm saying
liquor is a liquor. It's not a zombie.
Yeah, demons people, fucking.
Hold on.
The ghouls. Okay. Say what you're saying.
Aliens.
So, ghouls and zombies actually eat people. Mm-hmm. Vampires don't eat people. They drink blood. Werewolves eat anything.
Ghouls also eat each other.
No, ghouls don't actually, because if you're talking Tokyo ghouls, like yes, they are, but a ghoul by Dracula, like turning somebody, I've never seen Igor actually eat anybody.
I know. I'm talking
like
about
Igor.
I'm talking about in Tokyo Ghoul.
Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay. They're carnivorous, cannibalistic humanoid species, actually. Not even zombies, so you're double wrong.
No, I'm okay, but
this is Tokyo Ghoul. I'm looking at it right now. But like zombies, they eat flesh. But like vampires, they have to hide within human society. But they are carnivorous, cannibalistic humanoid species. They're not zombies. Zombies are undead. So
yeah, they eat each other too. So like that's
yeah. They're not actually zombies, Carl. So
I disagree, but
that's why I fucks with you, bro. That's why I love you, Carl. Carl don't say what he got to say about this.
He said, fuck y'all, they zombies.
I disagree. I love it, bro. But yo, so Carl, what's your survival clip look like if you are introduced into a situation like this?
If you're talking about like what
you had to pick 5 anime motherfuckers.
What'd you say, Banks?
I said if you had to pick 5 anime motherfuckers.
Yeah, 5 anime.
Okay.
To survive a zombie apocalypse, who you picking?
That's tough. Well, for a start, I gotta take my man Afro Samurai.
Okay.
I would take shoot. I might have picked Rengoku before that Demon Slayer movie.
You said human, dude. It had to be human.
Rengoku from Demon Slayer?
Oh, I thought you said Goku. I'm thinking Dragon Ball Z. My bad. I didn't hear the first part. I'm just like, bro.
No. I said
one Kamehameha is done. Apocalypse over.
No, I said like before the Mugen Train movie came out, I would have picked Rengoku.
Oh, that's solid. Yeah.
But now I would say based off who I know, I would take the Water Hashira from Demon Slayer. I would pick him. I have to think about it. So who are some of the guys on your list?
I'll go. So y'all gonna take mine. Okay, so first and foremost, I'm picking my boy Guts.
Who?
From Berserk. Don't tell me y'all ain't never seen Berserk.
I know you're talking about. I was like, yeah.
Okay, I'm taking Guts. I'm taking my boy Jubei from Ninja Scroll.
Yeah, he was in mine. He was one of mine.
I'm taking Afro Samurai. And I'm taking not two people. I'm taking what's the dude name from fucking Demon City? I forgot his name, but him, the red coat dude from Demon City. No, he was a demon. Was he a demon? Have y'all seen that movie?
Who?
From Wicked City. You know what I'm saying? Okay, scratch that. Mm-hmm. I'm taking Afro Samurai, Jubei, Guts. I'm taking Brandon Heat from Gungrave, and then I'm taking somebody from Food Wars because somebody got to cook. It ain't gonna be
me. I assumed all that stuff was taken care of. Like we just be on our merry way. I'm rolling with again. My man Leon Kennedy, Chris Redfield, Jill Valentine.
Yeah, he taking a whole Resident Evil.
No, just those three. Just those three. Just those three for tactical purposes, evasion, stuff like that. Then I'm taking Jubei and I just lost my train of thought because my fifth was one of the Belmonts. Any one of the Belmonts, because they're trained for this type of shit. Trey Ford, Trevor, or Simon. Any one of them.
From what?
From Castlevania.
Oh, Castlevania, okay.
From Castlevania. Any one of the Belmont family.
Yeah, that's what
you know what? I'll take Van Helsing. There's a Van Helsing anime out there. Yeah, give me Van Helsing. He's good at this type of shit.
Yeah, that's why I picked Guts. Guts does nothing but kill demons.
But kill demons and monsters and all that shit. I'm
pretty sure Guts can handle a couple.
Yeah, if it's anything undead, Guts is recognition.
Guts is recognition.
Yeah. So okay. I don't know how far we'll get, but I like to think I stand a good chance with an experienced team.
Yeah, what if one of your people got bit? Now you gotta fight a goddamn Afro Samurai, a zombie Afro Samurai.
Does he still have all his cognizance or his skill set, or is he just straight gone zombie?
Well, if he loses it, he kind of he's kind of useless. But what if he did keep it? Now he out here fighting a zombie Afro Samurai.
Okay, so I'm gonna finish. Wait a minute. Can I finish my list real quick?
Yeah, go ahead. My bad.
Okay, go ahead.
Afro Samurai, the Water Hashira from Demon Slayer. I would take. Let's see. I thought I had it. I take Goblin Slayer from the anime Goblin Slayer.
Mike Carl K.
Yeah.
I take Goblin Slayer, Orkbold.
Okay.
I would take him. He's pretty. I feel like he's very passionate. Like if he puts that, to his mind, I like he could he could be like your strategy person as far as like planning things out. I would I take
what type of zombies are we facing? Because we never defined that.
Just regular zombies.
Just regular,
So not like Army of the Dead, somewhat thinking, like whatever that was supposed to be. Okay.
Regular brains.
I take Mugen from Samurai Champloo, and I would take Hiro Yui because he brings Gundam.
Hiro Yui from what?
Gundam Wing.
Oh, okay.
Yo, Carl, what's the point in the rest of the team if you have a Gundam?
Yeah, I was like, shit.
Like, do you? Look at God. He just got a Gundam, so it's like,
hey. So the Gundam is.
I mean,
if
that's the case, I'll just take the Power Rangers and we'll get a Megazord and just roam through the world and just.
Hey, you could have. Nobody was stopping you.
You could have did that, bro. I'm just thinking who I want to talk to, and I ain't fucking with all five of the Power Rangers. I'm not fucking with Billy.
Yeah, sorry, it didn't. When we said zombie apocalypse anime, nothing screamed to me about like having mechs because it's not technically ain't no apocalypse if I got a mech or a Gundam. Sorry, apocalypse is canceled on that day because guess what I'm doing? You know what I mean? So
it's still happening. You're just gonna be.
I mean, it would happen, but it would. They would be.
I'm saying
as quick as it started.
Yeah, but even for something like a Gundam, it's limited. Its resources is probably limited.
Because once it breaks down, who fixes it? Not three.
Yeah, but how long? I mean, we've seen those things last for wars, like years, centuries. You know what I mean? Like and be found and still function. I'm sure you could actually do a very heavy amount of clearing in zombies before that thing ever broke down on you. You could probably bring back the whole East Coast.
Hold on, but okay, look at it this way. If you have a Gundam, you can set up some type of perimeter or whatnot to rebuild like reality. So like let's say the zombies like they're overrunning you. Well, like take for me, like I want a hero because he has a Wing Zero. Wing Zero can use his Buster Cannon to seal off a piece of land to the point where the zombies can't reach you.
I'm gonna be real, bro. Zombie apocalypse, I'm only trying to live for like 4 years. Like, it ain't.
You can't see it?
Nah, bro. Like, cause like just think about it, fool. Ain't nobody trying to give you no cutty with zombies chasing you and stuff like that. I ain't trying to get
Bullshit.
no cutty. Look,
Bullshit.
bro. I'm trying.
People are always, this is
I'm
always come back to Cuddy.
look. I'm just saying, like, would you really want to have a kid in a zombie apocalypse world?
No, that's true. And Plan Bs are going to be super limited.
Yeah, it's just
Plan Bs
like
is limited. And birth control, like everything conventional. Not to make that just one, one track, but like everything conventional to prevent all of that. Like condoms are limited because nobody's making no more of that. Nobody's making no more of anything. So once whatever's left in the world's a finite
it's
supply.
like, yeah, you might survive it, but like the world is deteriorating around you. So it's like, like what like you eventually. I just feel like that would just lead you to going like into madness. Just like, bro, just reverting back to the 1600s, like where we don't have nothing.
So you wouldn't tough it out in a like try to even rebuild.
What I'm gonna rebuild? I'm gonna rebuild it by myself. It's 5 of us. It's 6 of us, and I just picked.
Okay,
5
well let's pivot from anime and talk purely hypothetical. But
okay.
Zombie apocalypse happens tomorrow. What's the strategy?
I don't have one. You know why?
I do.
Because I don't have mine. So my strategy is don't die, and once I die, I don't know because only thing I'm thinking about every day of my life is not get eaten alive by a zombie. That's all I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about my 401k. Oh, I'm gonna build a house. I'm not building a house because the zombies might overrun it and I gotta move tomorrow. I'm not thinking about nothing but living and not. If I hear anything that sounds like a zombie is coming, that's all I'm thinking about. Is not being eaten alive.
Oh, don't forget the threat of other people.
Threat of other, yeah, just like
That part.
other people. But I might think about that. But if the world is succumb to zombies, my everyday thought is, man, I hope I don't get eaten by zombies. If somebody else come along and it's like, man, they might fuck me up today. That's not as big of a threat as getting eaten alive by zombies when the entire world is ran by zombies, overrun by zombies. I'm not thinking about, man, is somebody gonna shoot me today? I'm thinking about, bro, a zombie might grab me and eat a chunk out my neck, and then 3 more zombies gonna come while I'm still alive and bite through my leg. That's what I'm worried about, and that's every day. It's not like, oh, it's Saturday, they off work, they at home chilling. No, bro, they on the prowl every day. I'm not trying to live like that. Just be real. I'm gonna want to survive, but just thinking about it, it's not something I want to live through.
Carl, what's your take?
So what I would do, the first thing I would do is get gear. Like when I say gear, like I would get like the suits people wear underwater to protect themselves from shark bites. So because like I mean if this
you thought this through, huh?
if this suit can prevent breaking skin from a shark bite, I mean no zombies getting through that. And then I would on top of that, like I would get like police riot gear, kind of like Glenn had in the Walking Dead, and then I would move to somewhere that was cold. So the reason I would try to get to somewhere that was a little bit cooler is zombies don't move well in cold weather. They stiffen up like they stiffen up more so, and it's easier to get away from them then. And plus, like it'll make like wearing that type of gear more tolerable because.
So you would rather take your chances with weather, nature, because moving somewhere cold without having active working grids and such and all that. I mean, not to say that you would be completely in desolate, most dire circumstances, but you would rather tough it in the colder weather against nature, bears, stuff like that.
No, I mean, okay, so like when I say colder, like okay, let's
Colorado.
take this country, like just going up north, maybe towards Canada. It's not so much like where it's cold like all the time, but like there are more colder days and hot days. And like even if you have like you mentioned bears or whatnot, well, I mean, I know that's a risk, but like the bears, kind of work for you because in a sense, if there's zombies there, the bears are going to eat them. They're easier targets.
Are they? Because we've seen zombies eat animals, take them down.
I'm saying like, okay, so it's colder weather. They don't move that well, so it's not going to be that many mobile ones around. So if
you'd be surprised
if there's a polar bear there, whatnot, the bear is going to go after them because they're sitting there, sitting duck.
The bear would still come after you sometimes, Carl.
I'm saying, but like how things work out.
Oh, you'd also be surprised because you're painting it very general, but you're not going to be the only person who thinks cold, right? And if we're in zombie universe, people die and become zombies. So think about all the people who wouldn't survive the cold or have access to that. You essentially are putting your.
So that's just The Walking Dead. Like most of the
time. I'm talking. I'm about to go to the point. Black Summer. You didn't watch Black Summer, but the very much second season is in winter tundra. Because I thought that too. Thinking about first season, like man, where they gonna go? And they had this idea to go north. They were not the only people to think that, and they're dealing with twice the number of humans, twice the number of zombies because people keep dying.
But okay, so correct me from the zombies in Black Summer. They're not traditional zombies, though, right?
Yeah, they are. They just they traditional zombies. They just can run. That's it.
Yeah, they move fast. They're
okay,
like
that's what I mean by traditional zombies don't run.
So ever since 28 Days Later, in Romero's extended universe, that's been redefined a little bit. But you're sticking to straight slow mesh walking 68 zombies.
Yeah,
but in my zombie apocalypse, I'm very much dealing with the running type. Since that's kind of changed.
But you mentioned 28 Days Later or whatnot, even though I'll
and admit, Romero's extended universe. Don't forget the Romero because I'm using that. Romero's universe is my basis for zombie.
No, I mean like Romero's, that's Dawn of the Dead, right?
Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead. Yeah. They began running in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah, I know. I'm saying, but like, okay, so if even if you go back to what was shoot, I forget what was the show we were talking about before Dawn of the Dead?
Walking Dead?
No, Daybreak? not that one.
Daybreak?
No, 28 Days Later.
That movie, yeah, 28 Days Later. Yeah.
So even if you look at 28 Days Later, even though they're technically classified as zombies, those individuals, they don't eat people. They just spread a virus.
They spread it through biting people.
Yeah, they were eating people.
They were eating people.
No,
once people turn, they stop eating them though.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like they don't like they're not going after people to necessarily eat them. They're going after people to vomit on them. And then once the virus is spread, they stop.
They was definitely eating people because they ate that.
Yeah, they was eating people, Carl.
No, they ate their family in the house when she was running.
Like if you go back and watch the movie, they would come in contact with someone, they would tussle, they vomit, or they get some type of blood, or even if they spit on them, it was over. They turn.
Oh, actually, they're not even zombies.
That's what I mean.
They're living infected humans, so we can throw that whole out.
That's what I'm talking about.
But they're not zombies, so it's moot point anyway. They're not zombies, so we can scratch that. I'm gonna stick with Dawn of the Dead, Romero's universe anyway. In Dawn of the Dead, they were running. So, but 28 Days Later, they are infected living infected humans that don't tend to eat people, although they can. But it's not like they bite and stuff. But more so than anything, they kill people in a fit of rage.
Yeah. So that's what I mean by when I talk about when I talk about what would happen. Like I'm not looking at this like the zombies are running. Like in my, I know this is very subjective, but in my world, zombies aren't running because most of the time they're just not.
No, they've been running since the early 2000s reboots, Carl.
No, I'm saying like in most situations, like in most like TV shows, movies, they're not running.
No, more recent movies, they've been running. Zombieland 1 and 2. We can go back to the early 2000s. Like I said, they've been running in a lot of these. Walking Dead, they walk. But think about
they don't run in Resident Evil.
They don't.
No,
they don't. He's right.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't. Your zombies, original zombies, do not. Your Resident Evil 4 and beyond, but they're not. We're not classifying those as zombies, those parasitic things. So, I mean, that's fine. If you don't see, when I'm talking zombie apocalypse, I'm thinking they move a little bit. They're moving because it'd be too easy to, honestly, with the way zombies move, like that slow pace, it'd be way too easy to. I don't know, that doesn't leave much of a threat if I'm talking zombie apocalypse. Like I like the more realistic approach to that. These scenarios that we see in Black Summer with the Zombieland, where they can move. Like yeah, they're dead, but they're just reanimated because there's no set precedence on why they would move slow in the first place if the brain maintained higher primal functions. That's just cognitively based on feed, survive, kill. There's no reason. So it adds more to the predatory.
I completely disagree.
That's
what
fine.
What would make them move slow? Like,
no, there's nothing that's been defined to say like why they did. They just did it first for the time.
Hold on, but the reason I completely disagree is because when you die, your blood stops moving, it coagulates, so that would scientifically cause them to move slower.
Carl, I want to point out that in every zombie flick, it is unexplained how they can still move fast, even with that being said.
No, I'm saying, but you're
but
saying,
that's always addressed. So you're making a
no, but you made the point of like, well, if their brain still works, has some cognitive capabilities.
No, I made the point that it's never been defined or set reason why they would move slow. It's never been explained. It's just
I just explained you why they move slow.
And I just explained to you why that's defined, and it doesn't stop them from moving slow in these zombie movies. They talk about
that whole biological premise would explain why they move slow.
We know who the scientist is over here. Carl be in the lab trying to reverse engineer them.
So. Yo, 10 minutes ago, he didn't want to call zombies. They were some others. What was it? No. Something like they don't.
No,
zombies,
no,
vampires
you guys do not want to call ghouls zombies. That's what get it right.
Because they're not actually. That's coming from
they eat people.
They're not. They eat some flesh, but they are not zombies.
Dude, they
eat people. And they can come out in the sunlight.
Carl, cannibalistic humanoids is what they are.
They eat people and they come out during the sunlight.
They are cannibalistic humanoids.
That's what a zombie is.
No, a zombie is undead. You just said, oh, Carl. Gunshots, man.
Gunshots there. Get them out of here.
Yo, let's put ourselves in a Call of Duty zombies. That's more fun, Carl. Like, that's what we dealing with. Call of Duty zombies. Because my take, I never even told you how I'm surviving. I'm trying to get somewhere coastal. I'm getting with the fam, the people I care about. I'm not taking on numbers. One thing that pissed me off so bad about Dawn of the Dead, remember when they had it good in the mall? They were holed up, kind of doing all right. Everything was cool. They had food, steady water, all that. And they tried to rescue old boy, and that chick lost her shit over that dog. And in that movie, we don't see the dead actually eat animals. The dog is fine. It weaves through them. But her emotions, her anxiety got she fucked up a good situation.
Yeah, but Will.
Fucking panic, like I said.
And say your butt, Carl. No, say your butt. I want to hear it.
Will, he had the straps though, man.
And?
He was at a gun
died,
store.
Carl. We had straps. They had straps. All I'm saying is, for me, I'm not taking on other people because of shit like that. And I'm also thinking about me and Raina. Like, nah, I'm not taking on too many, newcomers. Like, nah. So, I'm never gonna turn somebody away on some water or something, like help some people out. If they seem like they in dire straits. But I'm thinking about zombies, scavengers, factions, new world orders, all that shit. Bro, let me get my little piece somewhere close to a coast so I can get some fishing going, have some water. Because you can convert salt water to drinkable. Huh?
I'm gonna eat fish in a fucking atmosphere full of zombies. I'm not eating shit that's alive. Like, bro.
I'm trying to grow what I can, but I want to stay by water just in general because I can do stuff with the ocean. Like, there's options. I can turn salt water to drinkable water. I can do stuff.
I'm eating dirt and rainwater. I'm not eating shit. Look, I don't know what turned these people.
Oh, so you going vegan?
Look, yeah. I'm not even going vegan because I ain't eating the fucking plants. I'm eating what grows the plants. I'm eating fucking dirt and rainwater. Because I don't know what.
Vaughn to be dead inside of this. Well, you said 4 years?
Bro,
probably about 6 months with that eating dirt and rainwater.
You trying to tell me you trying to live the rest of your natural born life in a zombie world. That's what you're trying to do.
I mean, what do you hold on to?
You don't hold on. That's what I'm saying. There's nothing to hold on to. What are you living for? Oh,
So you abandon everything. You're abandoning faith. Everything that you once knew, you just like fuck the hell with it. Nothing.
I'm not abandoning my faith because I'm like, bro, I still like, hey, something caused this to happen. So it's like, but as far as like society, like there's nothing to look forward to. There is no silver lining in this. This is probably in look, that's what a lot of movies is about. It's like this is God destroying Earth. Like this is God wiping out humanity. Like this is what that is. This is end of times. There's nothing to look forward to. You build a house, zombies. You build a family, zombies. You try to make a new government, zombies. Nigga, this is it.
I gotta be real.
End.
We like to fantasize and talk about how badass it would be to survive, but I think my breaking point would come where if I got to a point where I'd have to start killing family members who got turned or something like that would probably break the hell out of me.
Zombie apocalypse is the end.
Yeah. There's no. We always like to think there's a better, but there's not. Even in Army of the Dead,
there's no rebuilding that.
Yeah, there's no rebuild like that. That whole, which we didn't even get to that, but I guess we still may have some time. But like you. In the beginning, the whole intro, the world has gone to complete, total, utter shit. Which I think the whole opening scene probably would have been a more interesting movie to watch than what we ended up with. But not making slight of that. But there's no rebuild. Like they kind of got back to normal and just adjusted to living with, like contained it as best they could. But if the threat was to spill out, which we see it does at the end, again, it's like they don't have a way to stop that. The plan was nuking. That was the end all be all. Yeah, so, and you can't but drop so many of those.
And you're not killing, like, there's 7 billion people on the planet.
Yeah.
They start, like, bro, like, if you, let's say you, 10,000 of y'all survive. Nigga, that's still 6,900,000 and some odd number of people, minus 10, however many people you got surviving, versus that. You have to kill that many zombies for you to even think about, hey, we're going to rebuild. No, you're not. You're not rebuilding. They're going to eat you. When you rebuild, they're going to come over there and they're going to try to kill you. Let's say
why would the zombies come over? Like, hold on. Why would South America, Brazil zombies?
Bruh. Eventually, I'm saying like wherever
Carl had that Gundam in the tuck for situations like this.
Bro, that Gundam's gonna run out of gas mid-air. You're gonna die. And then you're gonna become a zombie. That Gundam's gonna fall out the sky. You're going to cannon blast some people. You're going to cannon blast some of your own people. You're going to destroy your own food.
And now Zombie Carl's in a zombie Gundam. Wrecking zombie hell.
Making more fucking zombies. He killing
Just making more zombies.
Bro.
So how do we feel about Army of the Dead and those, whatever they were? I don't know if those were zombies because the minute I saw them make a baby, I immediately said, okay, these aren't zombies.
Yeah, they're
zombies.
I mean, I don't know what they were. They zombies, but it's like they out here reproducing. I didn't know.
Well, yeah, that's the question posed, the biggest question mark from that movie. Like, how the fuck can dead make life? Because I think we answered that. That's been addressed several times over in various renditions of it. Go ahead, Carl. You got a point to that?
I know. Listen, hey, you might have to break out the machine gun. I don't care. But this is why I say Tokyo Ghoul, they're zombies, because in Army of the Dead, you see intelligence and you see them being able to reproduce, but they're still zombies.
But Kaneki doesn't die. And when he gets eaten by the original ghoul, he doesn't die. He goes to the hospital, but he never dies.
To be clear for our listeners, it's clearly defined in Tokyo Ghoul that they are not. Carl is arguing against what the creations, the creator of the show said.
Army of the Dead proves my point.
However, I'm going to say this. No, because Tokyo Ghoul, they are cannibalistic humanoids. They are humans.
That's what a zombie is.
No, a zombie is undead, dude. That's not the what?
In Tokyo Ghoul, you don't have to die to become a ghoul. You just have to survive one of their attacks.
Yeah, that's not the same thing at all.
Like you can become a ghoul just by ingesting ghoul cells. Like you don't actually.
Yeah, like it's kind of a hype because some people do use it
getting bitten.
Now, some people do use it as a power up. Like zombies are mindless, bro.
Yeah,
like they're not. Yeah, but
you can even use the ghoul powers as a human. Like that's how they combated them.
But to address your statement, this parallel you are trying to draw, which I commend your effort. Snyder tried something. It didn't seem to work too well.
No, it didn't, because that
That's
whole
just
having
laying it
having
out there.
everything.
And I say that as a Zack Snyder. I don't dislike him. Sometimes I think he's a little over the top the creativity and the slow motion effects, but I got what he was trying to do with that. However, it just didn't work for me.
It did not.
It did not, like a alpha, beta zombie thing, queen, king, a hive mind, them celebrating a baby. Like, that's just, you're not, if dead, you can't let zombies solve the life equation before Dracula. That is literally what drives Dracula. He is trying to figure out how to reproduce, and he has the means to do it. So maybe Army of the Dead, if we get that sequel, is going to be explained. But like that.
Oh, Will, you said that the zombies can't do what before who?
Solve the life equation before Dracula.
Before Dracula. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pulling from how Dracula. There's always those stories about Dracula trying to figure out how to have, like, babies, because they were always born dead, stuff like that. Like those little, but it's like that. Whatever Snyder was trying to do, it worked for the execs at Netflix. It didn't quite work for me. I'm sure we'll get a sequel because they set up one, but that's my take on that.
But overall, it yeah, I watched it as a zombie movie, not as that. I ignore that part because it was a big part of the movie, but like,
yeah,
I was just trying to see if they was gonna live. I don't really care about the. But yeah, I didn't like.
Is that it for us for tonight, fellas?
You didn't give us your take on Army of the Dead, Mr.
Mr. Zombie?
Are you just leaving it? They're zombies and that's it? You sticking to it?
Yeah, they're zombies.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I ain't mad at it. Yo, we should have never gave you that soundboard, Vaughn. I know I got some gunshots coming in later episodes. I know I'm gonna get shot the hell up on this joint. But I guess if we have no more hot topics, I guess that's the tape. Despair and zombie apocalypse. But it's been a pleasure with y'all, kicking it with y'all, and thank you to our listeners for the privilege of your time. But time is money. Money does not make time. So be sure to smell the flowers. Y'all get a chance. Murphy's Law signing out, y'all.
Yes. And I am Carl Tomlinson, aka Chaos Black. It has been great laughing with you guys today. I'm not afraid. As you can see, I'm not afraid to push the button, stretch a couple of things, but it's been fun though.
It's always fun, Carl. Just so our listeners, go ahead, Vaughn. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, since you motherfuckers wouldn't let me tell people my name, I'm Banks himself, aka Zombies Are Not Ghouls, aka Banks himself, aka the guy with the machine gun.
Just for our listeners, just so y'all know, these conversations, the reason we came together, decided to do this in the first place, these conversations have literally been being had since at least 1997, 98. Like, between the three of us in some shape, form, or fashion. I know I've known Carl going back to 5th grade, Vaughn. We was 15? 7th grade. So yeah, right at the same time. It's just like, bro, we've talked about all of this shit. So a lot of these conversations y'all are hearing, some are rehashed. Like the infamous Goku versus Superman debate, which Carl and I are absolutely going to dive into in a future episode, and I can't wait. But y'all will hear that. Y'all may have seen that on Facebook, but we've been doing this for a while. So it's never any like actual real animosity between us. We have 3 friends having conversations about shit we actually like. So, and we hope y'all enjoy.
So
that's it, Vaughn. Take us out of here.
Wait. We got to tell them what we talk about next week. They'll leave on a cliffhanger.
That's right. Next week's episode, Carl. This is one of your brainchild prodigies. I know you excited about this. You want to roll out, introduce next week's content?
Actually, I know I won't say I'm good at writing outlines or whatnot, but I like to do rough draft outlines or whatnot. But I have not actually put anything together for next week.
Mike.
Freestyle.
Mike.
I said I haven't actually put anything solid together for next week.
Were we not doing a Black Panther episode or no?
Is that next week?
We can if y'all wanted to. Y'all want to hold off and just freestyle, come up with something, or hold off on that?
No, I would.
Black Panther representation or just Black Panther?
I would say we can do Black Panther and like black representation. as far as like that goes. It's as far as like mainstream movies, cartoons, anime.
Can we get a little bit of horror in the mix on this one?
You guys are great at that. I mean, that's fine. I don't mind.
Just I'd really like to highlight the underrepresentation, black noir and horror, which we know is a thing. Like black guys always die first, shit like that.
Not always. Some of my favorite movies, the black guy lives.
Well, yeah, not always, but for the most part, very much I easily identifiable trope in early slashers and horror. But yeah, next week that's what's coming up, y'all. So stay tuned. Prism Black community thanks you again, and PB Boys is out.
See y'all later. What a music is.
Here we go. Oh, where's home team? Play home team. We ain't got home team.
Bro, it's not on the thing. I gotta put that in there by itself.
Oh yeah, we got it down there. Oh yeah, my bad. Cut that sexy saxophone back on. My bad.
Sexy saxophone.
Yeah, we got that covered. Lenny, I see you, boy. You doing some shit. Ed Lover dance to that, Vaughn. That's me in the zombie apocalypse, bro. Straight Mad Max with it. Ed Lover dancing on top of an abandoned school bus.
Look, you might as well just jump off a cliff and sing
with a flamethrower.
Just jump off a cliff and sing your favorite song on the way down, because there's nothing else.
Hey, bro, are we still recording?
Yeah.
Okay, y'all really got to talk to y'all's mics.
You can't hear me?
I can hear y'all, but we're really in and out. Like if y'all can directly, and you especially, Carl, like a lot of times you get into it and you pull back, but if we can remember to talk directly into the mics, because it definitely comes across, I can hear on my end way more clear.
But I tried to, but
that's something. Like now you clear as hell.
Well, it's because I'm like leaning into it, like I'm laying on the mic.
Gotcha.
So,
okay. Well, I mean, shit, good episode, guys. How we feel?
But yeah,
Carl, you really the ghouls are zombies? Really?